Good morning and welcome to our webinar today where we're talking about marketing in uncertain times. And this is part of the Be the Beacon series, which I'm going to speak to you a little bit more about later this morning. But what I want to talk about right now is how excited I am to have all of you on the session with us today, where we're talking about a subject that is so critical and so top of mind for businesses, for individuals who are looking to become entrepreneurs, for solopreneurs, for coaches, for mentors, for absolutely anyone that's got a brand that they need to take to market, a brand that they've got to expand, a brand that just needs to survive these oh so turbulent, oh so uncertain times. I'm Usha Maharaj and I'm hosting the session this morning, and I want to welcome all of you into the room. Before I go any further, please can you say that you're hearing me loud and clear? So pop a loud and clear into the chat box so I know that I'm not speaking to myself here. And while you're popping a loud and clear into the chat box, let me do a shout out to everyone we've got in the room today. Well, not everyone, it's everyone that says hi. If you haven't said hi as yet and told us where you're joining us from, pop that into the chat box now. Matilda, welcome from Jansen. Tara from Durban, good morning. Herman Smuts from Kempton Park, thanks for joining us. This morning, Samantha Sukraj from Durban. Lovely to have you on the call today. Ilza from Lone Hill, welcome. And Bilal from Johannesburg. Yes, we're all keeping well, and I hope everyone's safe and sound during lockdown. Good to have you in the room today. Good morning, Johan. Hi, Karen from a cold Johannesburg. Good morning and welcome, Hans and Dikaledi. Really good to have you join us from Kempton Park, and I'm getting all of my loud and clears. Calvin's still trying to connect. Please hit the refresh button and hit the play button on your screen, and hopefully you'll be able to join us. We've got all of the loud and clears coming through. Welcome, Sipo. Great. Oh, and we've got someone joining us from Mauritius. Ariella, hope that you're safe and sound in Mauritius as well. Thanks for joining us from across the ocean. Good to have you in the room today. So today we're talking about marketing in uncertain times, and I'm really excited about being able to bring an expert into the room with us to share his insights and to actually just take us on a journey where he can unpack the things that we should be thinking about, steer us in the right direction, answer our questions, and really just provide some clarity and guidance. And clarity is something we're all looking for right now. I want to tell you quickly about Be the Beacon. Be the Beacon is a speaker spotlight series, and COVID-19 came, and I thought, oh my gosh, what can I do to serve at an even greater level? How can I help more people? And while I teach content, I teach and I train and I coach and I mentor, I really do specialize from a leadership and personal empowerment perspective. But right now we need leadership, we need personal empowerment, but we also need various other pieces of content that's going to help us get through these really challenging times ahead of us. And that's where Be the Beacon comes from. Be the Beacon's all about putting the spotlight on content specialists out there who aren't serving online as yet. And right now we need more people online. We need voices online. We need people serving our communities and creating as wide a reach as they possibly can. And Be the Beacon's just that. It's looking for speakers, it's creating a platform, it's holding their hands and supporting them to be able to come online and deliver content that can help a much wider community. And if you would like to be on Be the Beacon, featured as a speaker sometime in the future, go to the website, go to the link ushamaharaj.com/Be the Beacon, and I'll share that a little bit later as well. Go there, pop in there, and you'll be able to apply to join us. So we've got I'm getting comments that are saying, is there a video? I cannot see one. I can see there are slides on a screen, and there's audio. There's no video that's playing during the session. It's just slides that you should see a presentation up on your screen. And if you're seeing the slides, please just pop a yes so I know that you're seeing the slides as we run through them. And I know that you're hearing me loud and clear. So if you're seeing my slides, just pop a yes, and I'll know that you're able to see the slides as well. So in terms of the Speaker Spotlight series, Be the Beacon. So we're looking for speakers who've got content to share, who are doing it now in a live environment, who want to move into an online platform and serve a wider community. Apply to join us. And I'm running the sessions, but importantly, and really importantly, we've got the Enshine Learning Academy. And a lot of you signed up this morning for the webinar through the Enshine Learning Academy as part of the Enshine Placements community. The Enshine Learning Academy, on which I'm one of their executive coaches, is really all about giving back and supporting and nurturing and growing. And through the Enshine Learning Academy, we're going to promote the Be the Beacon speakers and allow speakers who have got potential, who've got great content to share, and who want to be featured in an online space. We'll provide an opportunity for those speakers to share, and we're going to hear from our first Be the Beacon speaker in a short while. So shout out to Enshine Learning Academy, really charting the way forward in terms of developing, growing, and really uplifting and building a huge community. And for those of you who are joining here as part of the Enshine Learning Academy, please just keep supporting them and helping us to grow the brand from strength to strength. I'm Usha Maharaj. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a speaker, mentor, coach, and facilitator, completely passionate about women empowerment and human potential. And COVID-19's done a lot of things to a lot of people, but what it's done to me is it pretty much stopped me from sleeping very much. So I spend huge amounts of hours in front of my computer and my laptop just thinking about how can I serve better? How can I increase my reach? How can I create greater impact? And there are three things that have really shone through this COVID-19 period that I want to just quickly tell you about right now. The first is the Leadership Evolution Masterclass, which is a woman empowerment program. And for the first time ever, I'm going to be running that online so that we can really increase accessibility to the program, and we've made it hugely affordable as well. I'll pop a link in. I'm running a masterclass next week to tell you more about that. The second thing we're doing is running free webinars and training. Since we went into COVID-19, I've already run, I think, 7 or 8 or 9 webinars and Zoom sessions, and really just created greater opportunities for larger groups of people to come together, to learn, to share, to connect, and just to help us all get through COVID-19 a little bit better. And the last thing that I got started also from a human potential perspective is Be the Beacon. And I've told you about Be the Beacon, and we're going to meet our first speaker on the Be the Beacon show, and that is Bernard Jansen, who is a marketing consultant and founder of Fire Juice. Bernard is often found sharing on LinkedIn, and that's where I really engaged with him for the first time, sharing content that will help entrepreneurs to do better marketing. So he's completely passionate about helping entrepreneurs with their marketing strategies and marketing plans. And today, I think he's going to be able to help you to maybe think differently, maybe think broader, maybe even just shift the context and the lens through which you're looking at marketing, and to really just get the level of thinking going up. I think Bernard's getting all excited and wants to get going because I can hear him umming and ahhing in the background.
Yes.
So let's just to help Bernard out, let's get a sense of who we've got in the room today. So won't you just pop a note into the chat box? Tell us, are you an entrepreneur? What is the context with which you're joining this marketing session this morning? So today we're talking about marketing in uncertain times. What do you want to get out of the session this morning? What is the biggest challenge you're facing? Are you currently employed and you're looking to become an entrepreneur? So marketing, something you need to think about. Are you running a business and you need to reframe how you're marketing in your business? What is it that you're looking to get out of the session this morning? And let's just pop it into the chat box so that we can get Bernard already thinking about how he's going to serve all of us a lot better. And from my perspective, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own business. I'm in the services industry. I'm really excited to see what Bernard's going to throw out there that's going to help me as an entrepreneur who's running a services business, who focused largely on live engagement and now is working very much in an online platform. So let's see what sort of tips and tools and strategies are going to be thrown around that I can take and use in my business as well. Herman's starting up a new business. I've been recently retrenched. Herman, I am so sorry to hear that. And that is just a pain that so many South Africans are going through right now. In fact, not just South Africans, globally, we're seeing a lot of people sorely impacted by the coronavirus and COVID-19. But let's hope that what you get out of this morning will actually create really strong foundation, because with any business, if we're not able to market it, there's no way we can make sales. So it's really one of those number one areas and priorities we should be focusing on. So if any of you are in the room and you're wanting to get specific content out of the session this morning, please pop it into the room. Tell us the context with which you're joining and what you want to get out from marketing in uncertain times. I mean, is it for your business? Is it for yourself? We've got Onwal, who's an entrepreneur who's just starting out and wants to learn more about marketing a small business. We've got a franchise owner, Anelli, in the room in the services industry looking to connect with customers in the community. Kajal, how to market without feeling you are inundating people with your stuff. That is so important. And how do you handle rejection, Kajal? You need to be on my webinar next week. Matilda, marketing a product that may not be considered a priority post-COVID-19. We're a natural stone company that supplies imported natural stone from Namibia and abroad. Bernard, you've got really a diverse group of people in the room today, and I'm sure there's going to be more comments coming through. And I am so looking forward to how you're going to take us through marketing your business in an uncertain time. And on that note, Bernard, I am very ready to stop speaking and to allow you to take the floor and to just start sharing all of the golden nuggets that you're about to leave us with in the room this morning. So Bernard, on that note, over to you.
Thank you so much, Usha. Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks for putting it all together. I'm amazed at your passion and your drive and the good stuff you're doing. So, yeah, thank you very much for... I didn't know I'm the first one on this Be the Beacon series, so I'm no pressure there. But... yeah, I mean, I guess this is all about let's talk marketing, you know, and it is such a dynamic subject. The topic today is marketing your business in time of uncertainty. And the first thing I guess I want to say right up front is that there's no silver bullet here. There's no one thing that you must do, and if you do that, then the work comes streaming in. Marketing is a human science at the end of the day, and it's about really connecting with people, connecting with their needs, connecting with how they see value, in what you do, in how you offer it. And so it's a complex subject. Let's be very honest. There is no single answer here that is just going to open the money vault for you. But yeah, let's go through this, and I'll try and also keep track of the comments on the right. And I see a few people I recognize, so that adds to the pressure here. But I can handle it. I mean, this is easy stuff. Let's go on to the first slide. And Usha, if I can ask you also just to keep an eye on some of these comments, help me multitask a bit, because I'm a typical guy in terms of that. My first slide here, and the way I'm going to approach this is I'll do a bit of a spiel on each. I only have 5 of these slides and then a summary slide, so we won't be busy forever. By the way, I must just give a shout out to Ilse, who's also joined us. Ilse van der Merwe, she did my presentations. In fact, she's doing most of my design work of late. She's great. She's recently started her own business called Raw. What is it, Ilse? Pop it into the comments. Visual Raw. So look her up. Great designer. But my first slide here is about sharpening your customer focus. And in a way, I feel, this is almost stating the obvious. We all know we are in business because we want to serve customers. But what I find when I deal with business owners, there you go, visualraw.co.za. Thanks, Ilse. So when I deal with customers, or not with customers, with my clients, it's unbelievable to see how inwardly focused they are. And this is marketing 101A. Businesses are inwardly focused. It doesn't matter who you are and how determined you are to be customer focused. The day you start your business, your number one priority is your business. You lose perspective, and it's not a fault, it's not a mistake, it just happens. And so what pops up every time when I consult with companies is I find that they know they have a customer. They know that their customer is the most important person in their world, but they're not actually focused on the customer. They're actually focused on their own income statement. They're focused on their own sales pitch, on what they sell, on their products. I'll give you an example. Earlier this week, I spoke to a guy who sells GPS tracking equipment to farmers. Okay, so he helps farmers track their equipment on the farm, see which parts they've plowed, which parts they haven't plowed. He says to me, Bernard, I'm struggling with marketing. I say to him, right, show me what you're doing. He opens up a Facebook page. Question one, are farmers on Facebook? He says to me, yes, farmers are on Facebook. And I thought, okay, I can believe that. I think the typical farmer out there is probably on Facebook, checking out what his mates are doing, his family. Second question, let's look at one of your posts promoting your GPS tracking equipment. He opens up a post. I look at this thing and I stare at this thing. I'm a relatively, I'd like to think I can, at least get a sense of something quite quickly. In this guy, I couldn't understand what he's selling. It is his promoted post. This is a post that he put money behind. Talks about an SLA agreement that he is willing to, this is an outline of a contract you can sign with him. I said to him, you know what, and I won't swear today. It's very difficult doing marketing and not swearing, by the way. The two are kind of connected because it's such an emotional subject, but today I will stay away from swearing. But let me tell you, I said to him, I don't know what the hell, and I didn't use the word hell. I don't know what you are telling me here. I can't make head or tails of what you are posting. So, sharpening your customer focus is about actually going outside and looking inside and criticizing yourself. It's saying, if somebody sees what I'm posting, what I'm saying, how my website looks like, page one, page two, page three, will they actually know what I'm selling? Will they actually know what is in it for them? Will they actually get it? So that is really what slide one is about. And in summary, we all make the mistake the moment we open up our own business. We become blind to how people view this business from the outside. And that is the biggest issue in most marketing efforts. They talk past the customer, they miss the mark. So I'm going to, before I move on to slide two, Usha, is there anything? Well, let me
Uh,
move on. Usha, I'll leave you to stop me and just raise a few questions if you feel that there's any. I mean, here's Georgie. Hello, Georgie. Hi, all. I'm a workplace strategy consultant. Georgie, are you doing your own marketing here now? Oh, I know about Georgie. Georgie does fantastic interior design stuff. She's actually put up a post this week saying that she will help you reorganize your home office. I think she does that for free for a few people, so reach out to her. But okay, let me move on to a few others, to my second slide, and I'll always come back to some of these comments. In fact, maybe that's the best way of doing it, coming back to the comments after I've done some talking. Slide two is refining your value proposition. Now, this all sounds very high level, la-di-da stuff, but you know, if you start your own business, the first thing what are you selling is you're selling value. Whether you're selling a product, whether you're selling a service, whether you do people's toenails for them, whether help them, coach them through a career move, you must offer value. It all comes down to value, and value is a very different concept from a product is not necessarily value. A service is not necessarily value. Value is, what am I getting out of it? And there are essentially two big things that you should offer. Either you should help somebody make more money, or you should help them save money. Those are the two core fundamentals. And maybe you can add something along the lines of you want to help them enjoy life more, or you want to help them avoid pain. So when you sell to other businesses, business to business, it is a case of either helping your client or your customer who's another business make more money or save money. That's where value lies within a business market. Within a consumer market where you deal with an individual, you're selling someone to your neighbor, to your friend, to someone who walks into the store. There, the two big things are often help me avoid some pain that I have, or help me enjoy life more. Those are the two things. Okay, so value is an idea of understanding what is it that you're doing for your customer so that they can make more money or save money on the one hand, or on the other hand, avoid something that really bugs them. You're removing a pain, a problem, an issue for them on the one hand, or on the other hand, you're giving them something that gives them more enjoyment out of life. They feel more beautiful. They feel more attractive. They feel like life itself is more fun. So that is value. And you as a business person or as someone starting your business need to look at what you sell from that perspective. And then start talking that language. You're not selling a product, you're selling value. You're not selling. I'm not just doing your marketing. What am I? I'm a marketing consultant. What do I sell? Marketing consulting. I've broken it up into a few offerings on my website. But ultimately, what am I really doing? I'm helping Mr. Business Owner make more money. That's really what I'm doing. And that is also then how you should price yourself. You always price your services or your products to tie in with the value you offer. And so if you go and you always want to reduce your price, what are you actually saying? You're actually saying the value I'm offering is not that much. So you've got to be very careful to discount what you do. You've got to, the idea of selling cheap, being cheaper, bringing your price down, it always ties in with, oh, okay, wait a minute. Does that mean you're not offering me so much value? Price is one of the, you may have heard of the 4 P's of marketing: price, product, placement, and promotion. Price is a marketing tool. If your price is low, you're saying to people something. You're telling them that my price is low because my value is low. Okay, so careful with how you price your products. I know everyone wants to go low and price low because they want to enter the market, but you're also setting yourself up for a poor perception. So be careful there. Okay, again, I'll go through some of these comments right at the end, but I'm going to go on to my next slide, slide number 3, and then we can really go into a bit of a discussion after these. By the way, Usha, am I still on the right track here as a newbie to webinars?
Bernard, you're going through this like a pro. I think
really?
keep going. I'm really enjoying what you're sharing, and I love the idea of picking up the comments and the questions at the end. So just stay in flow and go for it.
Cool. Okay, I'm coming. Fantastic. Slide number 3 is productizing your services. Now, I only realized afterwards that, shucks, man, some of you are actually not just selling services, you're already selling products. So it made me thought I should have actually titled the slide a little differently. And it's all about really thinking about how what you sell. Okay, now we already know that we sell value, but how do you package it? And the way you package value is through a product. Okay, let me say that again. The way we all sell value, but you want to, it's like food. Food is what we eat, but we need to go and buy food. And how do you buy food? You go to the store and you buy a box or a can or a container or a bottle of food. Okay, that bottle, that pack is where the value goes in, the content, the food, the drink, whatever. And so the way to make money is to package your value. And the way you package your value is through products. And the reason for saying productize your services, often people offer a service. I know Georgie, for example, offers a service. She'll make your home office look pretty. That's a service. Ilse offers a service as a graphic designer. Who else did I recognize here? I recognize Tabu here. Tabu does energy. That's more a product, I'm assuming. Tabu, he's selling Kajal. I think, if I remember correctly, you in fashion these days. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But so there are some people that are not selling products. They're selling services. And my point here is that if you sell a service, it can be very airy-fairy. It can be very difficult uh, to figure out to sell it. And the way to sell it is to productize it. So the way I've done it, because I'm in this boat, is I've gone and I've said, right, I'm a marketing consultant. Okay, I offer services, I offer value, but I want people to really easily understand what I'm selling. I want them to really easily get a sense of how I price it, of how they can use it. It's like a can of Coke. When I see a can of Coke, I can immediately see, there's a can of Coke. It's probably going to cost me in the region of, I don't know, what is it these days, $15. I'm going to hold it in my right hand. I'm going to tear the thing off on the top with my left hand. Then I'm going to bring it to my mouth and drink it. That's how I'm going to consume this value. It's easy, it's understandable, and you should do the same thing even if you sell a service. You should go and you should say, so what have I done? I said, right, there are business owners who uh, they need someone just to come in and review their marketing for them. So I've got a marketing review as one of my offerings, and I've priced that, and that's how I do it, and that's how you can buy it from me. Then there are other business owners, they want a marketing plan. So I'm selling marketing planning as a service that I have productized. Then there are others who want a new brand. They're starting a new business, they don't know where to start, they just know they want a brand. So that's another one of my offerings. And so I go on. Another one that has recently popped up and it's been very popular is there are many people out there with a junior marketer, a marketing coordinator in their business, and they don't know how to train this person. This person doesn't know what to do with their time. They just sit there staring at the ceiling, but they're the marketer in the business. So what do? I've got a service that I've packaged, that I've productized, that I will help you coach your internal marketer for you. So think carefully about how you package what you sell. If you already have products, if you're selling ducks, like in this slide I've got here, you've got to ask yourself, do everybody want a duck with it? Should all my ducks be yellow? Should all my ducks have a red mouth? I mean, it's a little stupid here, but you've got to really look at your product carefully and critically and ask yourself, is this what people want to buy? Is this how they want to have the value packaged? Cool. Moving on, slide number 4. That's how we all feel, except we all feel like we don't have a parachute at the moment. We're free falling. Slide number 4 is credibility, and this is so crucial, and it is so difficult in the beginning when you start off. How do you come across as credible? How do you because ultimately life is about risk and reward, and when you just start off, people feel there's a lot of risk working with you. So you've got to add credibility to what you do, and the way to add credibility in the beginning is to remove the. Credibility is essentially about removing risk. Okay, I'll buy from you, but I don't want to take risk. That's always the case. I'll do my nails, but I want to know that you've done you've done my friend's nails. So I'll do my nails with you because I think that you aren't going to stuff it up. I'll cut my hair with you because my friend, because I've walked past and I've seen how many people sit in your barber shop. So the risk is reduced. Reducing risk opens the floodgates for business. The more you can reduce risk, okay, you need to literally suppress risk around every corner. The moment that people find that it's risky working with you, or it's a little dodgy, or they don't quite know whether they can trust you, you are dead in the water. So and this is a nice one to throw out to everyone, but I'll, for the sake of time, throw out a few ideas. You must have some sort of a testimonial on your website. You must have some case studies. You must look good. You must have a well designed brand. You must have good copywriting. So when I go on your website and the stuff that I read is poorly written and there's mistakes and it's all over the place, it reduces credibility, and the other side of the coin, it heightens risk. So you got to do everything in your power to reduce risk, to make it seem like you're credible. And the way to do that when you're just starting off, because it's always the problem, I'm just starting. No one has an idea of what I do, is to remove the price. Because price is the easiest way, it's the most obvious loss I can suffer. If I pay you and you don't deliver, then I lose the money. So what should you do right in the beginning? Right in the beginning, you shouldn't reduce your price. Why not? Because I said earlier, if you reduce your price, it's a reflection on your value being low. What you should do is remove your price. No, no, Mr. Klein, I'm not going to charge you for this. I know it's very valuable, but I'm going to do this for free. And in exchange for that, I want I want a case study from you. I want a testimonial from you. I want to use you to help me get more business. So you don't get your first client by going in cheap. You get your first client or customer by going in free. Now there's no connection with your value. Your value is being seen as a gift, not as being reduced in value, if I'm making sense. Very important. And then what you do is you use those first examples as a way, or if you don't go in free, you do go in cheaper, but you make sure the other person knows this is not your cheap rate. This is your massively reduced rate, because you want a testimonial from them and they're the first person that do it. Or you must give them a very, very clear indication that if what you do is a massive mess or the product that you sell is a total disaster, you will take it back and give them their money back. So that is the idea of um, and the word escapes me now, but you need to give people peace of mind. Peace of mind allows you to do business. It's also why small businesses struggle and why big businesses succeed, because no one has ever gotten fired for buying an IBM computer. That's the old saying. If you are a small business, I don't know, how long are you going to be around? Are you really able to service me if I have a problem with this product, or if a month down the track I have an issue? Big issues that massively important to reduce risk and address credibility. That's the way you look extremely credible. Okay. But by the way, I just want to say one other thing on this. Many smaller businesses try and look big. They try and look like a corporate. If you look like a corporate, but you're a one-man show, you're lying to me. And if you lie to me, your credibility goes down the drain instantly. So you can look credible without having to. You can start off your small boutique clothing shop, and you don't have to look like almost I said Edgar's, but they're busy and they're going bankrupt. You don't have to look like Woolies. Look small, but look credible. The moment that you look big, but you're actually small, you're lying to me, and then you're again giving me a credibility issue. Okay, we can talk about that a bit later. A little more. Number 5 is clean up the clutter. Man, people have marketing material coming out of their ears, and the marketing materials, again, I won't swear today, but it is absolute nonsense. Okay, the stuff you use for marketing material must be purposeful. It must be, you must have read through it yourself. You must know what you are saying, why you are saying it. Don't just have a website. You must have a website that you have carefully crafted. You know what every page is saying, what every word is saying. You must understand. You don't need look, I don't do everything right because, to my first point, I'm a business owner. My own business, I am also subjective. But I don't have an about page on my website. I have a page where I just talk about the team. So don't just do things. Don't just have marketing. Oh, I need a brochure because everybody has a brochure. I need to have an Instagram, Facebook page, LinkedIn page, and Twitter page. Why? Because everybody has that. And those are all the platforms that people use. No, you got to think about it. You got to think, but why do I have an Instagram page? What is it that I want to say there? Should I just post the COVID-19, oh, we are open during this time and we feel so sorry for the world post? No, think about it. Is that post really going to add to your brand? Is that post really important? People feel that they find that marketing doesn't work. The reason marketing often doesn't work is because people are posting crap out there. They're marketing their websites, their brochures, the stuff they post, the way they look. It's too much. It is unclear. It is fuzzy. Marketing is about being super clear. You know what? The first thing I look when I see a website and I see these scrolling banners at the top, the first thing I do is I say to myself, okay, why do we have 3 scrolling banners? What's the one thing you want me to take out of the first page on your website? Can I just have one slide from you, please? I'm not saying that all scrolling banners are wrong, but you got to be super clear with your message. Your message must tie into the customer's sense of value. What is value? It's either a problem or a solution. It's either pain or it's pleasure. So, saving money or making more money. So make sure, review your marketing. And this is something you can do in this time. Review it, critically review it. Ask yourself, why do I have 3 banners scrolling on my website? Why do I have 4 social media platforms? Why did I post that thing last week? Did I just post it because I got a cold sweat in the middle of the night that I haven't been posting for 2 weeks? Or is it really something that is saying something to my customer around value and credibility and what I'm selling and how it's productized and how they can buy it? So those are, I think, what I'm doing in my spare time, and I've got lots of it at the moment, is I'm cleaning up the clutter. Here's what I've done. I've removed the articles page on my website, because even though it's really nice having this blog section on the Fire Juice website, I've realized, you know what, these blogs are really crappy. To write 1,000 words that make sense, I just don't have time. So now I just simply rely on my own blog, which you can find at bernardjansen.com. But I don't double up with another one on the Fire Juice website. I've removed a couple of things. So go back to your marketing, look at it critically, and remove. I'll allow myself one swear word. Remove the shit, because there's lots of it, I promise you. Cool. Let's move on to my final concluding slide before we do some questions and answers. The result is ultimately you want to build your brand, and this is such a fluffy concept, but what it comes down to is the previous 5 slides, and ultimately it comes down to being more relevant. You want to be more relevant to the world out there. And the stuff I'm reading is chilling in terms of how the economy is going to collapse, not just in South Africa, but globally, how small businesses are going to be suffering, how big businesses are going to get even bigger. And, I don't have the answers, and even I lie awake at night, believe you me. But if you are relevant, then you always have room to do business. So really going to, I know I'm not giving you all these flashy tips today about, use Facebook's promoter promote your Facebook post, and there's a tool there that can allow you to select only people, women in Gauteng. That you can go and figure out. The big issue here is back to basics. What's the basics of marketing? The basics of marketing, as per the previous 5 slides, it is around value, it is around what you sell, it is around being very clear with your messaging, and it ultimately boils down to being relevant. And once you are relevant, then you are 60%, 70% there. It really hurts me when I work with businesses, and I can see, like this guy earlier this week that's selling farming GPS trackers. I mean, this guy is bringing in some of the best products. It really helps farmers be more efficient in running their business, which is a farm. But the guy's marketing is terrible, and short of saying to him, I'll do it for you for free, which is unfortunately not possible, especially in these times. It hurts me when people have a very relevant offering, but they're poor with marketing it. But 60, 70% of the battle is won just knowing that you're selling something people need. And I guess that's it in terms of my presentation. Usha, shall we work through some of these questions?
Yeah, Bernard, I think you've dropped just a load of value there, and just presented it in such a clear and concise manner. So I just want to say shout out to you for that, because you've shared so freely. And I think in those 5 points, which you've made so simple for us, you've brought a lot of clarity in terms of how we can take it away and apply it to ourselves. It's when it's all complex and the jargon is there that makes it so difficult for us to walk away with anything of value. But you've kept it toned down, you've kept it simple, that even me as a solopreneur can pick up your strategies and say, okay, now how can I think about this differently for my business? So really well done on that, and well done on just keeping your swear words down to about 2 or 3 mild ones. Good job. My big takeaway before we shoot straight into questions, and while I'm doing my big takeaway, I think I would just want to encourage all of you that's online right now to pop any further questions that you've got popping into your mind, coming up for your businesses, for your startups, any questions that you've got or thoughts that you've got, pop them into the chat box now. While I just share my big takeaway. And really, Bernard, what you've driven home in so many different ways is that if we're not authentic, if we're not true to who we truly are, it's going to show through our brands, it's going to show through our marketing, and that's when we lose credibility. And when we lose credibility, we lose our customers. So above all else, we've got to unwind, rewind, take out all of the rubbish that the layers of rubbish that we put on, and the amount of thinking that we've put on based on what other companies are doing, based on what other people in the marketplace are doing, and come back to what is best for our brand, for our customers, and that is truly authentic to ourselves as the business owners, as the entrepreneurs. So I think that was genius. And I absolutely loved it. So thanks for weaving that through from start through finish. I mean, that's excellent. Now I'm going to just pop into the chat box. So how we'll do this, Bernard, is I'll pick up the questions and I'll pass them on to you. And then if you could just add your wisdom to it, that'll be great. So Werner says, and it's Werner or it's Werner, so I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. He would like to optimize the digital reach of his brand and product. So if you've got, you spoke to social media marketing, you spoke to how you can deliver value upfront, so that you can create the reputation in the marketplace, and so you can attract the ideal customers that you're looking to attract. But in terms of the digital reach of your brand, is there anything else you'd like to add on to that, Bernard?
Yeah, so this is, I have to always say that you got to first cover the basics. So that's the slides I've just shown. So you can go ballistic on digital. Okay, you can spend lots of money there. And it will be a failure if you are not clear, if you are not, if you're not doing what I've said Yeah, that sounds a little, but in any case, you get the point. So my first point is always make sure that you are very clear about your strategy, and strategy is essentially answering the questions in this presentation before you go and really optimize yourself wherever you are. And by the way, I think the word optimize really just points to the fact that you want to be strategic about it. But um, you know, the key here, and I'll give you a little tip here. I think I'm able to do that. The key is to limit yourself to 2 or 3 marketing tools and one message, and to be very focused on that. So you've got a website, you've got a social media platform, and maybe one other thing, and that other thing doesn't necessarily have to be digital. We shouldn't fool ourselves and think that everything that's digital works. Maybe it's a lovely brochure, it's a well put together store layout, whatever it is. But limit yourself to 3 marketing platforms, one clear message. My message is I help small and medium-sized companies do better marketing. That's my message, and you need to punt that one message over your 2 or 3 marketing channels, and it should come across consistent and almost to the point of boredom. People, oh, there's Bernard again. I already know what he's on about. He's that guy. People must know how to answer the question, who's that guy? Oh, he's that guy. She's that one, lady, girl, whatever. Dot dot dot.
Well, before you go any further with your lady girl, I think we get the message. You're almost gonna
Woman.
unwind all the good you've just. Yes, thank you very much. We're almost going to unwind all the good that you've just delivered. So, thank you for that. And Nelly Basson, franchise owner in a service industry, looking to connect with customers in our community. I think that the tips that you've just shared, Bernard, really do also talk to this, is the 2-3 marketing tools, the one clear message, it's the connection. So understand your market, understand where you can connect with them, and then get out there and
get the feedback. People, it's this cliche around data. Look at the data, but essentially you need to look at the feedback. So if you do this one message over 3 marketing platforms, are you getting feedback? Is people, are they visiting your shop? Are they going to your website? Are they responding to your social media comment or post? Yes or no? Yeah. And if the answer is no, and it's again no next week, and it's again no the week after that, then you got a problem. Then you got to go back to the message, back to the value, back to the credibility.
Oh, that's brilliant. So we're in a cycle here. Let's not fool ourselves into thinking that we've chosen the 2 to 3 marketing tools, we've got our clear message, and now we're done. So go back and measure, look at the metrics, look at the responses, and then go back and revise. Maybe that's not the right marketing tool. Maybe your message is not clear enough. Maybe your message is crystal clear, but it's not connecting you to the customer that you need to be talking to.
And this measuring thing, it's not just about being fancy and doing the stuff that people. You must measure and you must look at the numbers, because it's purely feedback straight. It's the rawest way of seeing what the outside world is thinking about you, who's sitting inside in your business.
Absolutely. So don't put yourself into a cocoon. You've got to just be awake and constantly thinking and moving and adapting, which is really good. Kajal says, how to market without feeling you are inundating people with your stuff, and how do you handle rejection? Oh, the rejection one. Don't we all suffer with the rejection one? So I'm gonna just put my 2 cents in before I hand over you to Bernard.
Yes.
But this is something that a lot of us struggle with. It's feeling like you're inundating, you're pushing something down someone's mouth that maybe they don't want. And it's something that it's a switch that we've got to flick in our own brains. If you're adding value, if what you've got to share can change someone's life, can help them, can make life easier for them, can deliver the value that they need, but maybe they don't necessarily know they need it, then you do need to tell them about it. You've got a responsibility. You've got to own that responsibility to tell them about it. And the fact is, people don't see or hear the first time you say, or you show. You've got to do it over and over and over again. I mean, there's science behind it saying someone takes like 7 tries before you can get your message across to them. So if you stopped at try number 3, you're never going to get your message across to them. You're never going to serve in a way that you're meant to be serving. So how do you get to your potential? How do you fulfill your purpose? You won't if you're not going out on a limb and saying the things you need to say to bring awareness to your customer and your potential customer of what value you can add to their lives and how you can help them. So it's about just flicking the switch in your own brain and understanding that if you don't tell, you can't serve. End of story. And then handling rejection, it is not rejection. I mean, you think it's rejection. All it is that person saying, actually, the time is not right for me right now. So you've connected with your ideal customer, but they can't buy from you right now. The time is just not right for them right now. How do you keep that person feeling like they're important? Because they're your ideal client. How do you stay connected with them? How do you communicate with them? How do you engage with them so that one day when the time is right, they'll come back to you and say, oh, I know, Kajal offers this. I'm going to go straight to her and get it, because you've kept that connection and that contact and that valued relationship all the way through from maybe the time's not right now for me, but in a month or 2 months or even a year from now, the time's going to be right. I should nurture that relationship in between. It's not rejection. It's actually just a pause. So again, it's another flick. We've got to switch in our own brains.
Somebody
But
asked
that's
me.
my take on it.
I
It's over to
completely
you.
agree with you, and you're saying essentially the same thing as what I was thinking. Somebody asked me the other day. It may even be someone on this forum. I can't remember, but when should I follow up? When should I follow up on a sale? I think, or how do I close a deal? That was their question. And I was being a little bit controversial, which is something I can do quite well. I said to them, you never close a deal. You never try and close a sale. After you've presented someone with value, that person must make up their mind if they want to take that value or not. So I'm of the view, if you say to someone, here's what I do, this is how I add value to, or how I can add value, or how I do add value to people like you, this is how to find me, this is how I price myself, then the ball is in their court to say, I want to eat some of this cake. I'll come back tomorrow, or I'll have it now, or I'll make a note and come back next year. So for me, the idea of I'm terrible with rejection, so maybe I'm a bit of a softie. I've been encouraged often to do cold calling. I haven't done it to this very day. I refuse to do it because of the rejection thing. I try and stick to communication tools that don't make me feel like I'm getting rejected, which is maybe a bit of a cop-out, but I'm trying to present my value proposition, to use a fancy term, and the world must decide if they want to come to me, is a little bit of my take. I am pushy, but I'm pushy in a way where if you've I try not to follow my clients on LinkedIn before they haven't followed me, for example. So I don't want to, I'm working with Bernard, next day Bernard is trying to hook up with me on LinkedIn. No, I'll work for you, and one day when you decide, let me see, is Bernard, and yeah, he's on LinkedIn, let me also follow him. Fair enough. So I try and focus on the value. Once you follow me on LinkedIn, I'm sorry for you, but you will see a post from me probably once, if not twice a day. And you are welcome to then unfollow me. I try and keep it very natural. I don't know if that comes across.
Yeah, I think, Bernard, what you're saying here is be authentic. So know yourself really well, and then be authentic and true to yourself. Some people can do the cold calling, some people can't do the cold calling. So don't copy a model that works for someone else. Find out what is true to you and then use that model to grow your business. Piroska and Georgie, both in a very similar space. Georgie does design projects and works with teams in terms of office design and wants to know how to better market herself and connect with her audience. And Piroska does interior and graphics design, specializing in exhibitions and retail environments. And we know that expos are a no-go for now, and they're probably a no-go for the next few months. So Paraska also needs to find some new strategies in terms of developing, I would say, market loyalty or brand loyalty, or just looking at how to hustle in these very uncertain times. Any quick pointers or tips for Georgia and
Hustling.
Paraska?
Well, maybe the question is how to hustle.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's so broadly speaking, I understand the question to be how do you market services that are, for example, now focused on retail, and retail is essentially closed down. Is that a good summary of the question?
I think that'll work.
Yeah. So look, you can't. I don't know. Maybe this sounds this. I don't want to burst any bubbles, but if you're selling something to an industry that's physically closed down now, then I would suggest you try and find something else to sell. But I guess that's stating the obvious, even though it sounds harsh. I mean, you can't sell something to people who are not buying. I mean, that's point one. If there's a market, then you can do marketing. When is there a market? There's a market when there are buyers and sellers, not just one of the two. So you can't do marketing when there's just buyers or when there's just sellers. There must be both for a market to operate, for people to want to buy stuff from someone that supplies it to them. I saw one question here, by the way, was how do you summarize or define marketing in an easy way? Marketing is the process of actually communicating and delivering value to customers. That's what marketing is. It's the science of actually understanding what value are we offering and how should we communicate it and how should we get it to our customer. That process is marketing. It's not just about tweeting and Facebooking and building websites and doing pretty pictures. It is the whole thing that's just the tip of the iceberg. But I think and here's my closing comments if we are at that stage, Usha, and that is essentially to say we should all think very long and hard, and it includes me. It's what keeps me awake at night, at what value are we still offering in these days, in these changing times, because I don't think it's just difficult times we are in. I think it's changing times. I think what's going to come out of what we are experiencing now is a change of how people will do business, how they will relate with each other, how many people will sit in a restaurant, how many people will attend conferences, go to shopping malls, how they act in a shopping mall, how they walk around, I'm a paranoid guy. If I see I'll tell you now, if they do end up miraculously lifting the ban on moving around coming Friday, I'm the kind of guy, if I see a shop that's full of people, I won't go in. So we must all really go back to basics. Question, what are we offering? Is there still a market for it? Is the value still being seen? And then how do we simplify what we tell the world out there consistently in a way that they will want to come buy it from us? Back to basics.
Back to basics. Absolutely, Bernard. And I think to Paraska, who's really, you're not alone when it comes to exhibitions and retail environments. It's going back and saying, what was the need for my customers in the first place? Why were they exhibiting in the exhibitions and the retail environments? And you're going to find that there are a lot of opportunities now to create online environments where people are networking and you're connecting businesses to their ideal customers. And if you were serving in that industry, it's about going back and saying, okay, how has that need changed? How can I evolve, even if it's evolving for the next 6 months? And then I can go back to the old way of doing things as soon as the world goes back to normal. But we've got to then just stay up to date, look at what's relevant. I mean, look at a simple case like someone like myself who does live training sessions, who's doing everything now in an online environment. It's about evolving to the needs of your market at that point in time. And I think if all of us can just constantly look at what is the need of my customer now in this new world, and then let me try and evolve in order to fulfill that need. Bernard Herman would like you to repeat the 4 Ps. So if you can do that really quickly, that would be great.
Pricing. So what is the price of your product? The other one is product. That's another P. Placement, so how do you sell it, where do you sell it, how do you distribute it, how do you get it to the customer, so that's placement. And then promotion is how do you actually promote it, market it. This is the part that everybody knows marketing to be. Everybody knows marketing is about promotions. They don't realize marketing is also about price. Well, my price says something about me. It also says placement. How I sell, where I sell says something about my product. And then product being the basic, the fundamental core of it all. How does my
Mm.
product look like? How do I package it? What function? How does it taste? How does it look? How does it that kind of thing.
Excellent. Thanks, Bernard. Herman, you're saying you're sending out business profiles to construction companies while we're in lockdown. I think it's all about engaging your ideal market. Construction's going to start up again. It might not start up in the next month. We don't know when it's going to start up, but it's definitely going to. It's a vital. It's a
Yeah,
core function
and
in the country.
run a test. So you can do that, but don't send it to all 100 construction people on your email list. Send it to 10 and see if any one of them respond. Don't do marketing without knowing what response you want from it. You must always, okay, I'm going to send emails to construction companies. Great idea. I'm going to end my email with a question, always allow yourself an opportunity to see, is what I'm doing working before you scale it?
Absolutely. And Herman, something else. I mean, that's just great insights there from Bernard. You're doing health and safety work in the with construction companies. How can you serve them now? I mean, you're going to find that the construction companies are not working. So the guys who are tasked with taking care of health and safety have got time on their hands to actually think about what they could be doing in the future. What could you then do now to start speaking to them and sharing content, information to help them to think differently, so that when business goes back to usual, you've positioned then. I mean, you've added so much value now, they're bound to come to you for whatever services they need going forward. And I think on that note, I am going to wrap up the questions. There's been such fabulous discussion, and I think we could go on for a while to come. But unfortunately, all good things do need to come to an end. And so I'm going to move to close off today's session. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to invite you to put in your closing comments in the chat box. So if you found value in the session, tell us what value you found. If this is going to help in shifting your thinking, tell us how it's helped you shifting your thinking. And one of the comments coming through is great content, Bernard, delivered in a Paka South African style. I love that. I mean, words like that only exist in South Africa. Let's use it. And thank you very much, Usha. So that's bringing us toward the end of our marketing your business.
Can we share the presentation with them, Usha? How does that work or not?
So what happens after this is everyone that signed up for the webinar will get a link, and you'll go and be able to rewatch the entire webinar replay, and you'll be able to make your notes and go back to it, and you'll be able to connect with Bernard through all of his links that he shared, through his blog, through his website, and on LinkedIn, where he's sharing constantly, like twice a day. He might overwhelm you with his sharing, but I don't think so. I've enjoyed reading his content, and that's why he's on the show this morning. So that's the other place that you can follow up with what you've learned in the session here today. So Bernard, this is how people can get in touch with you, and I'm hoping that everyone in the room this morning reaches out with whatever they might need, and connects with you on LinkedIn and pops you comments on your articles and questions on those articles, and that's really fabulous. But I want to put you on the spot right now. And I hope you don't mind, because we didn't discuss this up front, but while you were chatting, you said, I've got lots of time and I'm clearing up the clutter and I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff to just position myself for when I don't have any time anymore. So since you've got time on your hand, Bernard, can I ask to take 1 hour of your time and offer it up to someone that's on the call right now? So if you're on the call right now and would like to have a one-on-one, maybe Zoom session with Bernard, talk strategy, marketing, all things marketing with regards to your business or your idea. And Bernard, will you be willing to share an hour and your great thinking around marketing? Excellent.
Yes.
So if you're on the call right now,
in fact, until the end of April, Usha, I'm helping as many people as I can. I've already done a few, and some of them are actually on our session. So email me, and I'll gladly help with a Zoom call. And my first consultation is essentially for free, and especially until the end of April. So it's not just for one person. Whoever wants to chat to me, reach out.
Oh, excellent, Bernard. Won't you just pop your email address into the chat box? And
Okay.
if you're on the call and you'd like to take Bernard up on that, please email him and use that. It's a great time to just get your marketing on hand and get it moving forward. From me, this is how you can stay in touch with me. I post a lot on Facebook and I share just links to anything that's new and upcoming. So look me up on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and my website's ushaMaharaj.com. Enshrine Learning Academy, there will be emails coming out. They've got a whole series of sessions planned for next week as well. But if you'd like to know any more about the Enshrine Learning Academy, it's enshrineplacements.com/the-enshrine-learning-academy. All of this is going to be on the webinar when it comes out with the replay. So you'll be able to just look up those links as well. And finally, this was the first of the Be the Beacon Speaker Spotlight series. If you have content that you think the world needs to hear and you've never been exposed to sharing that online and would love to be our next Bernard on the show, then please head across to this website, ushamaharaj.com/be the beacon, and click on the apply now and send me an email. Tell me why we should have you on the show and what value you could bring to the community, how you could share some sort of information that's going to uplift the people around you or the community that you'll be attracting. So if you'd like to be the next speaker on the Spotlight series, Be the Beacon, reach out and let's see how we can help you there. And finally, I've got a webinar running next week. So for anyone that says rejection is something I'm dealing with or I struggle to handle, if you don't know what the true value is that you're pushing out into the world, if you don't know how to connect that value to people and connect your messaging to people, then, and most importantly, if you are a woman, because this one's for women only, it's a masterclass on how to connect to your inner Wonder Woman and crush the barriers keeping you from your best life. The session's on Thursday next week. The link will also go out in the email. So if you'd like to join me on that session, please do. As always, we just share tons and tons of value on these webinars. And on that note, that brings us to the end of the webinar, Marketing in Uncertain Times, the first of our Be the Beacon Speaker Spotlight series with Bernard Jansen as our guest today. If you enjoyed, please pop a comment into the chat box so we know that we want to bring these to you more often. Give us a shout out. Let us know what you got out of the session. And from our side, from Bernard, myself, and the Enshrine Learning Academy, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this morning, because without you, we'd be talking to ourselves, and that wouldn't be exciting at all. We love to add value, but we love to add value to real human beings on the other side. So from my side, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on the next webinar. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay indoors, and we wish you all of the very best through lockdown and in your businesses for a long time thereafter. Bernard, would you like to do a final
No,
goodbye
I just want to say thanks, Usha, and keep safe, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you very much. On that note, we're going to be signing out now. Thanks for joining us. Cheers, everybody. Goodbye.